Hey there, guys. Izzy here, and seems like it's my turn to basically tell what I actually like for a living, right? Then I'd be happy to glad. Then I would have. Then I'd be more than happy. Seems like I can't talk tonight. Then I'd be more than happy to tell you about myself and on top of that, have some questions I like to answer back on my own, so that some of you may want to answer this. Any of us. So I get started. Since this is a tag video, it's gonna be a two-part tag video because I got questions to ask to you people. All right. My name is Pookie Izzy, and I'm an LPer. So I'm pretty sure everybody wants to know what my first game was. My first game was, of course, Super Mario Brothers. That was my first game. And I remember that was the first. That was the first console. That was the first console I ever had for my very own. My folks had an Atari, and they had Pac-Man. And I remember my mom. My mom kind of beat me in Pac-Man. But you know what? It was all good because that defeat actually made me a better gamer. Because I stunk at Pac-Man, but I ruled at my money was in Galaga, Galaga and Dig Dug. Those are my two favorites. So let's see what else is there. Let's see. My first honest true game was Super Mario Bros. Because I had the very first Nintendo Entertainment System with the robotic operating buddy, Rob, and the Zapper light gun, and I had Gyromite and Duck Hunt. My third game was Super Mario Bros. But I remember I used to play a lot of Duck Hunt. Gyromite I only played like the B mode, I believe. I forgot which one was the A mode and which was the B mode. But the B mode was like it had that little kicky kick music I like to call cool. It was so catchy. But anyway, Super Mario Brothers, that was it. Although I couldn't enjoy it when I was a kid because I had an ear problem known as echolenia. And echolenia is when you heard one sound but it came out the other ear as hearing double. So to me it was hard for me to actually enjoy a good game because I had to turn the sound down really low. So it just, made me cringe. So, after I got prayed for and whatnot, the echolenia was gone. I could enjoy playing video games now. So, to me, Super Mario Brothers. Because, I don't know, I look at other kids play Super Mario Bros. And they don't know not Super Mario Galaxy, but I mean the original Super Mario Bros. Not the new one, but the original one. It's kind of funny because we're like old compared to the new schooler gamers. I don't like Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Bros. Is too old. Well, you know what? That's roots, baby. That's roots, and you have to get used to knowing your roots. That is part of your roots. So to me, that was my first game. Okay, and the next one is one of my top five or my favorite game. I can tell you right now, one of my top five would happen to be Lunar. Lunar is my big. Well, I should start at five. Five would be Fire Emblem. Although it is a good game, it is hard as hell to actually beat. I mean, you have to be very careful. I mean, hell, I would have the means to cheat, and you know why I'd had to cheat. Just so I won't let my, just so I won't let my party characters die. You know, because that's harsh. To die and not come back, that's like wow. And to me, it's just like, damn. So to me, that's kind of harsh. Since I'm an RPGer, then most of you will probably understand why. So let's see. Number five is Fire Emblem. Number four is, believe it or not, number four would happen to be I shouldn't say any. Number four would happen to be Pokemon. Pokemon has a great premise as far as the game goes, but as far as an RPG, it lacks in the one thing an RPG needs the most: points. When you get up to the highest peak of a level, I would expect to get something out of at least 5,000 experience points. What do I get? I get 500. I get shafted, and my Pokemon aren't even to where they should really be. You know. So to me, it's like I love the I love the game series, but as far as the anime goes, the anime is just getting really, really dry. They don't know what to do to themselves, and if you're like me and you watch anime, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, third on my list. Believe it or not, third on my list is Shining Force. It's such a good game, and it had like 4, maybe 5 different installations of the game. And yet, for some reason, it just needs a little, you know, it needs to be reminded that, hey, it was by far the best RPG, the best strategy RPG that the 16-bit age could offer as far as Sega went. I mean, no offense to those who like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy, but Shining Force really did stand out as a strategy RPG. I mean, it might be like second best to Ys, but still, it was a great game. Let's see, number 2. Super Robot Tyson. I know, right? I love super robots, and yet I put the second? Wow. What is wrong with me, you might ask? No, not really. Super Robot Tyson. It's a great series. And yet, even though it has copyright issues, I mean, the possibilities of sticking like 40 different series into one game, and you have like like maybe 60 to 96 levels, and you have maybe 20 to maybe 40 units on screen, and you're facing like maybe a hundred on one end, and you don't have just Wise Ritter and Altyson and R1 and you don't have just the R series, but you have Getter Robo, Mazinger Z, Ideon. I mean, I mean Gurren Lagann and Voltron. Hell, if Optimus Prime was in it, oh man, I don't think nothing would be safe. Nothing would be safe. Because if you're like me, trust me, you know what I'm talking about. You grew up from the 80s. I think what made me smile in the SRW series was the fact that they put in Orgus and Macross. And, for that, I give them credit. I'm not sure if they put in Southern Cross, but they should put in Mospeeda too. Mospeeda and Southern Cross. Just make it a reunion of Big West. A Big West reunion. So that's my number 2. Number 1, it's Lunar. Lunar is my all-time personal favorite out of all the games, out of all the RPGs. From that era, Lunar has to be my all-time favorite RPG. Because I think I said this before, but if you didn't get it the first time, Lunar is the main reason I became a writer. That one game is the one reason that made me a writer. Because the story just drew me in. And for the first time, I was, I actually felt emotionally attached to the story and the characters. So that really does say something, That really does say something. What is my favorite genre game? Strategy RPGs. Anything like Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, or even Super Robot Tyson. If it has something to do with strategy, I'm a thinking man, so me and strategy, we go great together. We definitely go great together. Okay, number 4. What game has some of your favorite music? Well, I got a couple. From one, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 6, bar none. I love Final Fantasy, but Lunar's my heart. Let's see, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9. I ain't saying 7. Because 7 is overrated. I mean, show a little love for, the lesser known Final Fantasies. So, oh yeah, the Namco Tales series. I love the Namco Tales series. I had Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Legendia, and I did play Tales of Fantasia one time on the Game Boy Advance and the Super Nintendo. But still, I enjoyed that. Really, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the music in the piece. I mean, it's so awesome. Even certain Namco games like this here, it's so catchy, and I likes it. I likes it like that. So what is else there to say? Find out in the next part.